Sometimes in life, people go through the most difficult times. And they go through it for so long that it almost seems like a lifetime. Not only to them, even to those who might be onlookers. It may seem that this person or these persons just can't seem to get a break. And life is like that a lot of times for many persons. And they get to thinking and wondering, and sometimes others get to thinking and wondering, well, what did this person do? What did their family do? They must have done something to go through not just this great suffering, but to go through it for so long that it seems like a lifetime. It seems like multiple lifetimes. It makes one wonder, right? I read a passage this morning, to me a familiar passage, but something about that passage jumped out differently. This is a passage in John 9 that talks about a blind man, one who'd been born blind. And the disciples of Jesus asked him, Master, Lord, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? I mean, hey, after all, listen, someone had to do something, because nobody just ups and gets born blind. And their thinking was that either he did something, and I want you to get this, he did something that he should be born blind. In other words, they believed that even in the womb, this man could have sinned and must have sinned. And if it wasn't him, if he didn't do something while he was in the womb, my God, I don't know what you could do while you're in the womb, right? But if he didn't sin while in the womb, then you know what? His parents must have done something. I'm sure. And this was their thinking, right? But somebody did something that this man was born blind, and that he remained blind all through his life up until his paths crossed with Jesus. And Jesus responded to his disciples and he said, look, neither did this man nor his parents do anything for this to be his condition. He didn't sin in the womb. His parents weren't evil that brought this hardship on him. That wasn't the case at all. So you can imagine at this point, the disciples are perplexed. Wait a minute. This goes against everything that we believe. What you mean? Jesus gave them a simple yet a profound response. He said, the reason that this man was born blind was so that God could be glorified. Whoa! The reason that this man was born blind was so that God could be glorified. God is going to be glorified through this man's hardship, this man's difficulty, this man's life as a beggar. Jesus said, yeah, pretty much. And so an unasked question would be, how? How is it that through his difficulty, that through his hardship, his hard life, his no fault of his own, his no fault of his parents' hard life, was God going to be glorified? And Jesus approaches the man and spits on the ground, makes clay, rubs it on the man's eyes, and tells him, go wash in the pool of Siloam. The word Siloam means sent. So the man makes his way to the pool, right? Goes, washes, and comes back, you guessed it, seeing. Comes back seeing. And those who witnessed it talked about it. And a whole discussion came about the goodness of God, about the power of God, about Jesus being the Son of God because of the greatness of this act, because he healed this man that was born blind. Watch this, because I think you get it yet. Sometimes the difficulties in our lives have nothing to do with some wrong thing that we may have done. Has nothing to do with your family connections. And mind you, sometimes, a lot of times, the difficulties that come on us, we bring it on ourselves, or it comes because of the family that we belong to, right? But then this passage, this incident, is showing us that sometimes the things we experience are all for the glory of God, because God will do a great thing in you. God will heal you. And if you were not in the situation that you are in, healing couldn't take place. See, healing can only take place when there's something to heal. Deliverance can only take place when there's something to be delivered from. Right? And so what you might be going through might not have anything to do with you. Might not have anything to do with your parents, with your family. It might simply be God trying to get your attention so that he could work a work in your life, so that you could glorify him. Others can see the change that God brought into you, and they also glorify God. And now he has opportunity to work in all of their lives because of the healing that he's brought into yours. Powerful. Simply powerful. They say, watch the road. I say, watch God.